for a minute, and then I just like collapse in my bed for like a couple of hours because I was like so out of it. I'd wake up having not eaten anything since like lunchtime, and I would just be like so fucked up for like so long that day. And it's just like so destroying. But yeah, sorry, like I was saying, is a day where I get home like from traveling home, and like my friend sort of like I log on to like MSN Messenger or something, Skype or something, and my friend is like, oh, I just got home, and I was like, oh, when did you get into work? And he was like, oh, 8 o'clock. And literally over the course of the day, he did an 18-hour day. Which was like, this was crazy. But it's like, software is so prohibitively expensive to make. Mind you, that was the same thing I was talking to... I think I had a similar conversation with like the counsellor where software is like super new, it's like 50 years old, compared to like engineering, which is like has like a few 100,000, 200,000 years. Yeah. Like compared to something like engineering, where like to build a bridge is like a kind of well-defined thing. It's a very like portable thing. And although you can design a new bridge, there's several ways of testing it beforehand. And literally it's just engineering doesn't have the same sort of hit so far. Same hit, you know. Especially, sorry, software engineering. I need more strip screws. Still need more strip screws. And it's only just in like I don't know, the last little while that people are like, we need to do something about this. Sorry, I lost my train of thought. Yep. Oh, there we go. There you go. It just feels like in some places it'll be unending. There's an interesting thing on, what was it, I think it was the concept of the division of labour, where the division of labour is basically says that you're a person who does one thing and one thing only. Whereas it was one of the reasons that, is it like Marxism versus like what was it, like division of labour and like Adam Smith in like sort of post-Renaissance, it's definitely after the Renaissance. But like in the 1800s, where they were talking about like Marxism prescribed that anyone should be able to do anything, whereas Adam Smith prescribed that the division of labour allows you to like exponentially produce your increase your like work output by specialising. And once again, I think I've forgotten where I'm going with this, because I think I will have to spend this weekend not having a coffee. Because I think I've had way too much caffeine this week. Ah, shit. And that's also one of the reasons why I kind of don't want to destroy myself in doing overtime. Like, I've done it and it's no fun. Yeah, I really need to. I probably need to take like 6 or 8 months where I just stop taking any caffeine whatsoever. So I can just completely wipe my system out and reset my susceptibility and my like resistance to it. Because yeah, it leaves me severely exhausted. Ah, finally, Devol's request is
Okay,
finished.
that's everything the twins asked for.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. It's a bit dehumanizing. As I think in the current job I've only had like 2 nights or 3 nights. Yeah. Yeah, I see that a lot from a friend of mine who does like similar software jobs, where it's just like you hit that point where you're just like no more, and then you just get the hell out of there. And it's not a good way because what essentially happens is everyone just goes, we get the hell out of there, and then no one else knows anything about the system, and they pull more people in, and then the cycle just continues. Right, let's talk to these two. Reward. Ooh, pure water and mushrooms. And another quest. More materials. Desert roses. Oof. Whoa. Yeah. That's one of the other issues is, like, well, you've experienced it yourself. When someone doesn't want to do any more, they just give up. You don't get a lot of support from them, and it's pretty much you fail. You end up a bit lost at all times. Precious earrings, chokers. And it's, yeah, the poor people that get left before we get shafted again and again and again. And it sometimes feels like the only way to actually stay on top of it is to keep moving from place to place. 5 desert roses, jeez. Okay, so let's do sorting trouble. Let's try sorting troubles. Oh, apparently I can do heritage of the past. Jeez. Mind you, that being said, I've had similar experiences where they're like, no, you must write all this in Python. And although not a massive, although not an insurmountable task, it's still kind of hard. Ooh. Oh, so everyone's now cognizant that they can all die, and that their lives are now, there's no backup. Ooh, that's kind of cool. Let's go to the desert. PHP is quite cool, actually. It's it's underneath. Okay. I did something in PHP with, what was it? I designed like the server backend for like a friend of mine, where he was wanting a game where you could he built a game and then he built like an editor system in game, and he was like, I kind of want to allow people to build levels. So inside a Flash game, I built like the database backend and the communication page, the PHP communication page for the Flash game. So literally, when you go like, oh, look at people's levels, it goes to like a PHP page, which then serves all the level information. And like that was crazy. I didn't even have any clue what I was doing, but it was kind of cool. Right. So I'm going for this request, which appears to be somewhere over here. Which means I think I'm going round the long way. Jeez. That's the other thing, is it's really hard to suddenly switch out of things, because I was thinking about that today where it's like that thing, I think you were there when I was getting mad at the bash shell or something. No, it's seashell, because I'm not used to using seashell and this get really angry. Yeah. Yeah, that's sometimes where it gets super annoying, because you're like, I'm missing the syntax for this or that, and it's where it's just a little bit that's missing or not right. And that's super annoying. There we go. Copper ore. More Android bodies. Yeah, like once you put the core of most languages down, or you understand how they're meant to work, it's still the code review is
those
like
desert roses that be easy. Why are those two engaged in?
Yeah. Oh shit, I did not notice that coming towards me. Still does kind of like scare me, just a little bit. It shouldn't be too bad. The other thing is learning how they work. You need to know perfectly how this works in like 2 weeks. It's like, well, that's kind of, mind you, it's kind of insurmountable, or it's like it's not feasible to understand perfectly. It's like, how much do you give? I guess that's the concept of, like, when you're talking about senior, like, graduate developers and senior developers, that's the difference, is how long you take to adapt to things, or based on your own knowledge. Because, like, for me, like, adapting to something like maybe a Vulkan or VX12 is now, like, way faster than me, like, turning around and going, like, oh yeah, or you saying to me, oh yeah, now you need to learn, like, a functional programming language and understand all the things of, like, an imperative functional programming language. Oh shit. Serious sandbots. But it's also nice to be able to experiment. Oh shit. But I think that was how some of the functional stuff ended up. It's like, just experiment with it a bit. If you can do it in such a way that it doesn't... Yeah, good for the CV. Yeah. The amount of people that have got in touch with me about, like, Python jobs, just because I've got, like, this thing about Python in my CV. It's also good to know because, like, you occasionally work in environments with, like, a highly variable number of, like, languages, and that's sometimes really hard to get a handle on. Because, like, I think we'll hit that ourselves with the differences between, like, C++ and C#, where there's a lot of things that you'll do in C# that you won't do it in C++. And I think that might cause some problems in the future. But we'd also need to give everyone, like, a good background on everything, which is really, like, it's just, like, I guess it's in our interest to give everyone a bit of a vague idea of what's going on. Like, I'm trying to think what, like, I find really hard. And I think it's like some of the most complex things I hit in uni were, like, the hardware program, and, like, the low-level hardware programming, but nowadays that would be a lot easier, because I would understand actually how that shit works. I'm trying to think what else there was. Yeah, that's one of those things. Where do I go? Like, the most naive thing is just to tell you, oh yeah, just build something, but then you sometimes, like, I find this where it's like, oh yeah, just build something, just put something together, but then it's like, what do you look for? Do you want to, like, know more of the SDL, or do you want to, like, know more of, like, the intricacies of C++? And it's not a very good sort of, like, resource to just go, oh yeah, just look at a book and the book will tell you all. I guess that, yeah, it's a fair question. It's like, what more do you want to learn out of it? Is it, like, more language specifics? Is it library specific? Or is there, like, do you want to look at more low-level operating stuff? Because, like, C++ and C all integrate with this, like, lowest, you can integrate with the lower parts of the operating system. And most things in OS are written in C, have C interfaces. I've just been killing these things for ages and I don't know why. Alright, I think I'm... Nope. Which way am I going? Okay, I think this is the right way now. Because it's like the... I guess like the C++. Oh yeah, that's always a good standard. It's like, I need to just be able to do this well enough. But then it's just picking a task and going for it. I guess that's the point where you start doing that, where it's just like, pick something up and just be like, I want to do this. And then if you get stuck, ask someone. Because it's not like everyone's going to be completely like, oh, I don't have time for this, that's for sure. That's another thing that bugs me in, like, programming in general, is that, well, I've told you about this, they read the RTFM manual stuff, where it's like, I guess maybe it's just my point of view, where it's very much like, you kind of have a... It's also, like, I guess from how I felt at uni, where they were, after uni, where they were just like, yeah, we just don't give a shit about you. because you haven't